can I take one of these products, whether it's a system from Salesforce.com, which is a very large ASP worldwide. They are now operating in a pilot phase with a microfinance institution in Bagalkot district called Moksha Yug Access. That's actually one of the first general ASP-based platforms supporting microfinance. Banker's Realm, which is based out of Nairobi, Kenya. That's some company called Craft Silicon. It's an excellent platform. Nifos is an open source platform available from a Grameen Technology Center and free, if you will, as a technology platform, but it requires development expertise, et cetera, et cetera. And there's a wide range of these tools. They are, if you will, automating the processes and the operations of the microfinance institution. The second step in the middle, for those of you in the back, has to do with automating the processes of the salesperson equivalent in a microfinance institution, or the loan officer, and people in the branch. And there's a number of interesting solutions here. Jacques pointed out a few. I would like to call to people's attention a really simple solution of taking a point of sale, or POS, handheld device, and using the same data frequency that cell phones use to carry data, and having an instant access to that core MIS back end from any location that can access that GPRS signal. So you can imagine, if you will, that a number of microfinance institutions with branches in very remote regions, if they have access to a GPRS, GSM cell phone network, they can put one of these devices in that branch and have instant access to the back-end system in a very turnkey point-of-sale fashion. That's fascinating. It's not just a question of reaching remote, but also taking advantage of situations where real estate is very costly. So, for example, here in Mumbai, Swadhar is faced with the incredibly escalating cost of real estate, and you can imagine the cost of opening up a branch in Mumbai are exorbitant. So they use this technology in a kiosk kind of way, just by putting it in a 250 square meter location. They have essentially a branch in their pocket. The third area that is most cutting edge, and I think represents a fabulous opportunity for service providers sitting in this very room, I'm quite sure of it, is that of empowering consumers, in this case, with self-service access to their banking services through mobile phones or ATMs and kiosks. This is a very interesting area. There's a lot of talk about it, but it's not quite at the point of real scalable use yet, with just a few exceptions. In the Philippines, a system based on technology known as GCash has begun to achieve some scale. But here in India, there are a number of providers, and those of you interested can join the MPIA forum in Chennai tomorrow, which is tracking this whole process. These providers are working to automate the solution, but there's a number of regulatory hurdles, a number of challenges, and we have to have faith that the market will provide an opportunity that people will make this happen. So, a couple of things that I just want to keep in mind for people. How do we improve local deployment and support of these MIS systems? It's a great opportunity for those of you here who want to perhaps get into that opportunity. When you introduce technology into the microfinance world, where there are very strict and predefined methodologies and processes that have made these institutions successful, there is significant impact on the business process of that microfinance institution. And that business process reengineering is an interesting challenge. And that's another challenge that we have to overcome. And I already talked a little bit about regulatory hurdles. So let me challenge you to think about microfinance not as necessarily just social responsibility, but as a real here and now business opportunity that you can begin to think about for your business, thinking a little bit ahead of the curve. And opportunities might include investing in consulting or deployment and support of business systems, the point-of-sale device space that I talked about. There's a whole realm of solutions around mobile And there are great opportunities using ASP or service provider applications to automate the rural supply chain. We're going to need a lot of applications and solutions in that space. And finally, I also want to reiterate a session from earlier this morning. There is clearly an intersection between livelihoods and opportunities such as rural BPO and microfinance. One gentleman in an early session asked a question about that. There absolutely is an intersection. And I would challenge all of you to think about that and how you can invest in rural BPO in addition to this microfinance space. So I'll leave it at that. Thank you very much.